So, being ever the easily distracted, and yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a third video because I'm gonna have to be uploading these from the college because, face it, I have a 30 kilobyte per second upload rate at home. These videos are about 300 megabytes a piece on my end, so may as well make a few of them and just kind of play at it and see where we end up tonight. Still 15 minutes a piece at 15-ish. Not been very good at meeting that so far, but left off I was wreaking havoc in the basement. Let's see where it leads. Is that the sound of someone crying? I feel thoroughly disturbed by that. So, can I pick that up? Nope. I am loving the ambience. Traveling to Dover meant going through Canterbury. He made sure to pay a visit to avoid the sense of guilt connected with neglect of family. I'm really giving them a 10 out of 10 doesn't cut it. The sound in this is amazing. Very startling. Very wonderful ambience. Like, a lot of the background sounds that shift and change and come out of nowhere really add to the spooky ambience here. I swear I just heard pigeons. I'm just talking about spooky ambience and you throw pigeons at me. The most unspooky sound of birds ever. Pigeons. That may have been the wind, actually. I just heard it again, and that time it sounded like wind. Pigeons and... Nope, that time it was pigeons. Huh. Okay, then. Can I... If I could get a crowbar, pry that off. That'd be pretty cool. This castle is falling apart. I don't know about you, but it is not in good condition. You ain't gonna be selling it anytime soon. Or repairing it, unless you're rich. But you have amnesia. You don't know if you're rich. You could have just been dumped off here for all you know, sir. Oh, the archives. Pretty red door. He fell to the kitchen floor. Tears were beginning to well in his eyes as he received his first kick in the stomach. Hazel remained hidden in fear she too would be punished. Who's kicking who in the stomach, and what kind of punishment is that? I'm sorry, I know that says rare books, but it's library. It looks like a badly spelled library. I mean, I know that's books rare. I do know a little bit of Latin. Just what I've skimmed off of video games. Nothing outstanding. Working on learning Japanese. Cannot say a whole lot, but I know how to call for an ambulance. Always a good thing to know how to say. I'm loving the physics on these drawers. It really feels like, you actually have to pull. It's got weight to it.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
So I just noticed that the note pages have numbers. So they apparently come in groups. That's very interesting. I like that. Chemical ingredients, it's fine. Also really like that text effect, the pulsating red. Just all around very, very nice effects going on. And those roaches keep hissing at me. I'm just going to decide that they're roaches and not little horseshoe crabs, because that makes more sense. Statue. Now I feel bad. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. And I'm here. Me and my conscience. What conscience? Me and my OCD. There we go. You can stand back up. You're a pretty statue of a man getting ready to stab something, but nice statue. That hallway just really... I don't want to go that way, but I know I'm going to have to in a minute. There's a very dull moaning in the background that makes me I really need to use that more. I can see his sanity draining. Hereby offer my full attention and services to Alexander, Baron of Brandenburg. Contract will reign for 3 years. Freedom shall return to me. He appears to be an indentured servant. In addition, Alexander, Baron of Brandenburg, is to recommend my services to the Prussian royal court and within the sanctum of the Order of the Black Eagle. May no man break. Wilhelm, House of Garrett. Wilhelm. Having a Borderlands 2 flashback there. Wilhelm the robot. So, there's apparently a guy named Wilhelm around here somewhere. I really hope he's not, like, a ghost that's gonna come harass me. He better not be the Shadow. If the Shadow's name is Wilhelm, then that's just too much British. Too much British for one game. Nope. Thought maybe I could pick up the books. The books are glued down. Is there, like, gonna be a point at which I open a door and just, like, a horrifying creature flies out at me? Because I'd rather it not be. Okay, that big room right there worries me, so I'm gonna not walk into the big room. I'm gonna go this way, like, ooh, study. I thought I heard some kind of grunting that made me suddenly go quiet. I think I'm gonna have to up my volume a little bit.
17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. the twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside.
At least it didn't land on
I
me.
was trapped.
I was gonna say, I think that while the volume on the video sounds fine, that it's a little quiet for me, and that I need to rebalance that slightly so that I can, potentially hear something sneaking up on me a bit better. Because I've noticed some of those groaning sounds are just faint enough that if I'm talking, something's gonna walk up and bite me. And I talk a lot, so that's a dangerous mix right there. Okay, just a hallway. Nothing gonna eat me. I just picked it up and swung around. I didn't even click throw. Man, that's fragile. I hope that wasn't haunted. Old tomes. Sure, it's naturally the mustiest room ever. Holy mackerel. I hear music now, which is not helping my case. There's a tinderbox though. That is helping my case. I just know this lantern is going to draw the attention of some monster. I'm just going to turn a corner and there... You ever notice in these games, mirrors are always broken? Is the character some disfigured thing that they don't want you to know? Oh, that's not good. Let's try not to waste the bottom. I just realized when doing that if there's a monster on the other side, that's going to get its attention. So let's not play with the doors any more than we have to. God. Microphone out of the corner of my eye just made me jump. I turned my head and I saw it hover right in the peripheral vision. Piano, obviously haunted. How do holes like that happen? Did a cannonball hit your ceiling? Roof? Like, honestly, there's clearly nothing above, so what causes just a piece of ceiling to fall in? Well, I retract that. The weight of a chandelier, if it was hanging there, could have caused a structural weakness, but it wouldn't have pulled the structure from way above. It would have just broke the ceiling. One of those things just best not to question. So we know there are pine trees nearby. Too bad there's pine trees everywhere in the world, so that does not narrow this down at all. Noticing we're almost at the 15-minute point, so I'm halfway tempted to pause, but let's go a little further. I swear I just heard a moan. I'm gonna go ahead and pause here. Actually, I'm afraid that something interesting is gonna happen in the next minute, and it will drag the length of the video on, so, gonna cut this one and move on to the next one. See you next, well, in a few minutes, because I'm actually just gonna start recording again.